To all those people watching, I would like to remind everyone that this video is not made strictly for kids. It is for older fans and adults too. Enjoy the fucking video! This video is brought to you by my loyal patrons. Register now at any tier to watch new videos 1 month in advance before they're made public. Link is in the description. James the Red Engine was feeling very annoyed. Earlier at Tidmouth Station, Topham Hatt had told him that he would take the workmen to the quarry to help clear up the mess that Toby caused by accident, as well as helping Toby with the trucks.
Why me? James sighed. Percy loves messing around with trucks, not me. My red paint will be ruined. There's nothing wrong with a bit of dust on your boiler, James, Edward replied, smiling. It means you're a hard worker. But I'm a splendid red engine, Edward, James protested. My paint shouldn't get dirty.
Is that all you care about? Grumbled Gordon. Your paint? No one cares for it, he said bitterly. Be more focused on the job, James. Trucks are silly things.
I do know that, Gordon, James replied crossly. I managed to get the most troublesome trucks on the line to behave during my early days here. I don't need to be lectured by someone who refuses to pull trucks by taking a swim in a dirty ditch.
It's a pity that you didn't do the same for those trucks that made you crash into the tar wagons, teased Gordon.
James built up so much pressure that he let his safety valve loose and hissed crossly away to collect the breakdown train. At least I get to pull coaches still, he snorted, leading Gordon cross.
If you ever visit the island of Sodor and are interested in the stories of the various railways, then you should visit the Railway Archives. It's a treasure trove of stories over the years with all the engines across the island of Sodor, big or small. Let's take a look at all the stories that are a blast from the past. He was coupled to the breakdown train, and as he collected the workmen, he was still grumbling. Dirty trucks, dirty sidings, ugh! And he puffed away to the quarry. James grumbled as he puffed along, still stewing over Gordon's remark. Focusing on the job. Ha! He arrived at the quarry that was covered in a haze from the dusty dirt, some of it clinging already to his red paint.
Do we have to do it, driver? James moaned.
Yes, we do, answered the driver. Topham Hatt expects us to, so come on.
Ah, James, greeted Toby cheerfully. I've been expecting you. Thank you for helping me. Yeah, all right, replied James. Let's get going. I don't want my paint to get dirty. Well, replied Toby, I admire the determination, James, but this is the quarry. Your paint is going to get dirty regardless. Besides, it's going to be a windy day today. When does the wind get here? James asked, feeling frustrated. About this afternoon, replied Toby. Good. I'll get this job done in a flash before the wind picks up. And so James rushed about the yard, bumping trucks hard. Slow down, James, or you'll cause an accident. You'll want to talk, James snapped. You'll get dirty anyway, Toby warned. What are you talking about? I'm doing fine. Crash! Are you sure you don't want to get dusty, James? Jeered one of the trucks. Because it seems likely that you do. And they all laughed while James blushed. Are you right, James? cried Toby. Fine, James coughed. But not us. Yeah, not us, complained one of the other trucks crossly. The workmen who had finished clearing up Toby's accident saw the derailed trucks from James and groaned. That means we have another clean-up on our hands. Quite right, agreed the manager, who came to see the mess from his office. But we can't stop Toby. You look after the rescue operation, and James, our customers need their stone and slate, so you better get a move on collecting more rock. Can I get it clean first, sir? James asked sweetly. No, James. Back to work, the manager ordered. James sighed as he puffed away. When the derailed trucks were back on the line, Toby puffed away to deliver them for Percy at the top station. They were causing him trouble as he puffed down the tramway. I hope these are the only troublesome lot, he thought. But James continued being rough with the trucks. Ow! They all wailed. But James ignored them. The trucks wanted to pay James out for bumping them. Pull back, they yelled as they dragged James under the hopper. Hey! James called. What are you doing? As he struggled to beat them, but it was too late. You stupid lot! But the trucks only laughed at his misfortune. Oh, think dirt brown is a nicer colour than your boring old red, chortled one of the trucks as they kept on laughing. The day wore on, but soon a cold breeze swept through the quarry. The wind. Indeed it was. As James was standing on the line, the quarry dust started to pick up. Driver, he asked, can we move please? But the driver hadn't heard him as he was talking to the quarry manager. James could only watch as some of the quarry dust was being pushed by the wind and it was inching closer to him. Please not a big one, please not a big one, please not a big one, said James to himself inwardly. But then a big gush of wind roared from the trees, picking up a large cloud of dust, and it smeared all over James from smokebox to tender. Oh no! James cried. The driver and quarry manager rushed towards him. My paint! He wailed. Forget your paint, the driver snapped. I thought something bad had happened to you. But I look filthy. It's just dirt, James. It won't harm you, and it will wash off, don't you worry. But I'm a splendid red engine, James wailed crossly. Why do I always get the dirty jobs? You're not alone, James. Why, look at me. Why, look at the workmen. They're all covered in dust. But they and I don't complain. We just get on with it, and so should you. It's a sign of hard work. That's what Edward told me, James sighed. So James worked on, dust or no dust, and this time he shunted the trucks carefully. He did it so well that it was decided that James would handle the shunting of the trucks on his own at the quarry, and that Toby would take the trucks to the harbour alone instead. A few days later, after the deliveries were made, Topham Hatt arrived and was pleased. Well done, he said to the two engines. As a reward for you, Toby, you'll be cleaned up as soon as possible. He turned to James. Now, James, I heard that you've been working very hard, and I can see that with all the dust around you. As a reward, I want you to have a wash in the yard at Titmouth. You'll need to be spick and span ready for your passenger run tomorrow. Yes, sir! Whistled James excitedly. When he returned to the yards, the other engines were surprised to see him looking so dusty. Is that a new engine? Or James, the so-called splendid red engine? Gordon teased. At least I don't smell like I'll be swimming in a ditch, James shot back. There's nothing wrong with dust, James said smugly. It's a sign of hard work. Besides, I get a wash before pulling passengers tomorrow. Gordon sniffed. Jealous, Gordon, James teased. If you're good with trucks, maybe you'll pull passengers again. Gordon hissed steam, covering James in more dust. James laughed. It'll wash off, he said, and the others chuckled, except Gordon.